Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Natalia. Good morning, Joe. Quick tips. Good morning, Vicente. Yeah, ready. Good morning, NKB. Let me start recording. All right. So yesterday was a big range day. We have a huge range to the downside. So today most likely have a range day, kind of a consolidation day. As we can see. Good morning, Fernando. As we can see, we are the yesterday opening here. We are inside this range. Price didn't expand much and didn't break the lows. So we can draw a fib. And we are respecting this level. So from the low to the high, that was the London lows, very close to the 8086 level. And now we are playing inside this range. The consolidation of the closing, they already fell to the downside. So I'm bullish for the day. So I expect after the opening some manipulation to the downside. So I'm expecting the opening some manipulation, maybe some of these fib levels, and then we pushing higher, but not a big range today because yesterday we expanded lower. It was more than 400 points yesterday. We probably have a clear opening because it's not in cluster of the opening in closing ranges, but playing inside this range here, this low and this high. And also we are right now inside the 3 and 4 p.m. range. We are currently inside this range, so probably gonna play both sides after the opening. Here the same thing. That's the new week opening gap. The price came today, touch the 50%, reject, and tested the level above. So tested the upper quarter of this level and back to the range. So we are in this consolidation here. So maybe we can touch this low zone once again and then moving higher, maybe between this and this zone, but not big expansion today. In the higher time frame, the same thing. We have the 6 p.m. The manipulation candle is to the downside, so I'm expecting this New York candle, a bullish candle, but think about our range, a retracing some of these levels to pushing higher. Yeah, same thing on our in the hourly chart. We have this fractal consolidation, so makes sense we measure the range and positions below this 786. We have this fractal consolidation, but I mean price is just because it's is on this range, and the retracement was around this 0705 level of the initial measure. In our midnight open range, we never trade above the midnight open, but we reached 4.5 deviation. So this one probably was the low of the day, and then we maybe can trade it here and get back to the midnight range. Yeah, the 6 p.m. we open to the downside, moving to the upside, and back to the range, Joe. Uh, Good morning, Frank. Yes, we did not feel, and that's the reason we're gonna trade in higher. In my point of view, because we trade into 50% of the new week opening gap. When price reject at the 50%, is because you don't have power to go lower. It's the same reason when we have the rejection on 50% of open or closing range. If you can trade above or below the 50% level, because you can go to that direction. That's the reason. Um, of course, we can fill the gap, but that's, I mean, the logic here for me is just the opposite, because we try to trade lower and reject here, and here we try to trade lower inside the new equal open gap, reject. We try to trade lower, reject. We try to trade lower, not get inside the level. So for me, it's not like we do this one. This one is showing to me that we are bullish because we can get to the downside. We can get below to the 50%. That's the logic in my mind. Price can balance this level here for sure, but I don't think that's going to happen today. Good morning, Jess. Yeah, on the 7-hour chart, Alex. Let me see again. Hold on. On the 7-hour chart, we have the 6 p.m. candle that's when they're pushing higher, and we have this rejection block here, and the 8 a.m. candle is trading to this loss here. So uh, for me, our current range is from this low to the high, and our Fibonacci retracement yesterday, we before the closing, we are around the 618 and the 0705 level. At the opening, we tested the 0705. London tested the 0705 again, and now New York is playing here. So yes, we can maybe trade a little bit lower, fill the gap, and touch the 0.0786 level. And if you think about this, these projections from yesterday swing high, we already almost touched 4. So maybe we can test this level again, or 50%, and go higher. But of course, we need to wait to see the opening, because like I said before, my overall bias for Nasdaq is bullish, and we Spain higher, retrace. We didn't take this low, and the point is not in this low, because the range is start here, and maybe we can today try to What about now? You guys hear me? This sounds back. Oh, great, nice. Uh, so, like I was talking about the 7-hour chart. In the 7-hour chart, our overall trend is bullish right now. So, and our current range is from this low to this high. So, if you were bullish, I'm interested in not taking this low, especially, but the same logic here. After this big retrace yesterday, we have the opening pushing higher, the 1 a.m. candle trading lower, didn't take this high, this low. So if you think about a retracement, we retrace it to almost the 0.886 level is the low retracement level, and now we are trading lower. So maybe you can test these levels again, or take these lows in rejection right away. But I'm not interested to take the both lows, because if we are bullish, is the something that I talked the other day. We break highs but not breaking lows. Okay, the high that's not that don't that can be taken is this low, because this is the range. So, and of course, because we retraced yesterday to the 0705 level, so yesterday on the closing, we touched the 618 level. At the opening, we touched the 0705, the 1 a.m. candle 0705, and maybe the New York candle can do something similar right now, or maybe a little bit lower to take the London lows, and then we trading higher. Of course, we can trade a little bit lower to fill the gap, but I think that's not the option, because is the logic when if you are going to the one side, you're not breaking to the other. And we try to take the 50% of the range yesterday. Here we try to take the 50%, reject, go up, and London tried to get back in this level, didn't get 50%. So if we draw a quadrants here, we almost touched the lower quarter, reject, and then we tried to retrace one more time. It didn't touch the 50%. So think this is a pattern. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. And this candle, if we try to go here in rejection right away, confirm that we go higher. So we're trying to push it lower. 1, 2, 3, the fourth time, but each time we came closing in a higher level. Of course, if this one breaking this 50% here, we can trade below this lower half. But if we reject right away where the price is starting rejection right now and didn't touch the upper quarter, or touch the upper quarter and go away, is because we can take it this low, or this low. Because imagine this is a kind of levels. So the level 1 is down here. The second time price trade back didn't get to this upper quarter or even this low and move away. And the third time couldn't get below the 50% and move away. And now we can get, for now we couldn't get the upper quarter. That's the logic that I see the price and how price plays. But of course, today is a range day, so we're not expanding higher or lower. Maybe it's an option to take the lows, but I don't think we're going to do this, because that's how price works when you're going to moving away or moving to the downside. Think like this. We tried to test this low, couldn't break the high, get back, but this time we didn't trade to the low. We stopped on the 50%, trading higher, try to break the trade down again, but this time not this 50%, one level above, high, or another level above, and then that's how price play. And when we can go lower, we start breaking the low. So break this low, break this low, break this low, moving higher, didn't take this high, break this low. That's the logic. And here we so far couldn't take the lows. That's my point. And now we are in a consolidation range, so we are not breaking the highs and not breaking the lows. So we are playing in this range. So we need to wait to see if we move it lower and test these levels to breaking higher, or we're gonna take these highs here. And that's the opening range levels. So the high, the 50%, and the low. And we can do something to see here. And think about these deviations, that last swing high. Measuring this fractal consolidation here, we can see these levels, 4 and 4.5 deviation, will be little bit below, I mean, almost the same level of the Asia lows here. So that's like, no, sorry, the London lows, the Asia lows is down here. So that said, we most like to see a manipulation to the downside, maybe take some lows or even the London lows here. That's 4.5 deviation, 0.886, the lowest retracement level, and moving higher. That's my what I'm expecting for the price. We have the opening 7 minutes, so we need to see another thing that we can pay attention. Now we just was about to trade below the 3 and 4 p.m. Range. So that's the 3 and 4 p.m. low. And we are playing inside this range since London, I mean, actually since Asia. Asia start here, break above the high, could stay above, get back to the range. London play to the downside, take the low, get back to the range, break to the upside, could stay out, get back to the range. So consolidation day, we are playing inside the 3 and 4 p.m. range all the day, all day long, all night long actually. And now we try to break the 3 and 4 p.m. low again. We got this rejection block right away because we are playing inside this range. And like I said before, this is one of the most important ranges of the day, 3 and 4 p.m. The price will refer back to this range, especially Asia, London, all the time. All the time. And now we are touching the 3 and 3.5 standard deviation for that fractal consolidation. We can expect what? When you get these levels, a retracement upside around something here, and then a final push to this side. Or because we are closing the opening, we can push it right away to finish this delivery and move it to the upside. We need to wait and see what price shows. Another thing that is very important on a consolidation days, usually, I mean, the first level the price pushes, like the manipulation level, is around 44.5 deviation for the midnight opening. And we touch here on London, and now we are about to get to the same level. So maybe we can test here or a little bit below. And one thing that we need to pay attention, we couldn't break this midnight level since the opening. So we are just playing on the downside of the midnight open. And now we are almost to get the 44.5 deviation here. Right. We almost at the 50% and start rejecting. We take this low. So this is the pre-market low, because for me, the New York price What about now? This sounds back. Yeah, I know. Maybe it's the market maker trying to try to take me out the live. They don't want that I reveal the secrets. Like I was saying, the highs and lows that's most important to be taken on the New York session is the 7 a.m. high and low. Good morning, Tip Up. So we after 7 a.m. we make this high and this low, and now we are already taking this high and this low, and we also take the London lows, but we couldn't take the Asia lows. I mean this one because we touched the 0.886 level so far, and that's the 50%. So let's wait if it here or if you start closing below this 50%, we're gonna trade into the lower half. That we need to pay attention because this is what's make me think if we trading higher again or trade lower to fill this new week opening gap. Is if we start below the 50%, and right now we just reject right away to the tick on the 50%. So that what showed me to me. If we can go one tick below 50%, is the logic I was talking to you guys. We can trade lower. We're going higher. But of course, we need to reach the opening to confirm this. But right now, it was what looks like to me. And then we need to check if we are inside yeah, and then we touch a previous closing range, touch and reject right away. So if we open inside the range or very close to this range, might be a choppy opening because the ranges are too close. And let me see. And also ES is inside the two closing range, so probably gonna have a choppy opening because ES has more power than Nasdaq, and ES is inside this two range combined, two previous closing range. So we most likely have a choppy opening for 15 to 20 minutes. The open rejected the 50% right away. The rejection block at the opening candle so far. Going to here, stop below the low. That's it. 1, 2, 3. TP1 taken. That's the trade. And 4. TP2. No, come on, fill my order. Our ranger played it. Going to the downside. Hold on. Yeah, we didn't close above the -1, so let's see the downside. If you fail here, stop below the. Let's wait for the retrace. Or if you're going lower, because we could trade it back to the opening range. I'll close. So now if you close to -1, we're going to test two levels here. Yeah, look, we can close the side. So now we're going to see some price to the downside, at least to 2.5, and then if you close to -4. You can trade this record. Oh, the RTH gap. Yeah, now it was almost on 2.5. Yeah. We fail to on 50% between these two ranges as even rise. I just noticed later. That's why I opened the position. We need to see this retrace here. We can wait for this retrace. Or because now we are in the, we can try to push the to -4 once again, because are between 0 and 1. And if we close above this level, we not retracing to the -4, 0.886. And then we're gonna see probably our movie started at 950 macro in the next 4 minutes. But for me, this level is good, the 50% of the even rise. Thanks, Frank. Thanks. Yeah, probably. I just want to check if it take this lows, but I don't think so. We need some retrace to this, some retracements here. Our current range so far now is be this one, or maybe go to 4, because we failed to get inside to the opening range again. So let's see what 950 macro shows the manipulation levels. But here we rejection right on the 2.5, so probably that was the low, and we're gonna retrace some of these levels and pushing higher, because now we're back to the new week opening gap range, and this is the low. Stay inside this range or just get back and get in again is because we're trading higher. So this. and the next range is 920. We retrace to 618 of this range, and we're taking gap backside in the new weekly opening gap range. So I'll just wait for the next 2 minutes, the 950 macro, but we're probably going higher now. And look, we tried to get back in range and couldn't. So this is a bullish signature to me. I just wait for 950 to see some retracement here to get in again, because this is good when try to trade lower and get backside the range. And this is stop, huh? So the manipulation level here, and makes sense to get in on any retracement around here. Here we go. 4 deviation of this swing low. Now a retracement. Perfect. I entered in the right time. Now we're gonna see some retrace because we feel 4 deviation of this swing low here, and then we need to check the deviations on the upside. Now we touch 2.33 deviation on the upside. So maybe price to test the opening range once again before spending higher. So maybe the 10 AM makes some retracement to the downside and then spending higher. Because now we are consolidated a little bit. On the opening, we are almost got 2.33, and we got almost 4.5 of this character consolidation here. So most likely to see a retracement now, and later pushing higher. And then we can something like this. No, I close on 4 deviation. Because I entered the trade and this candle sent to 4 right away, and then I close. Now wait for the retracement. If you measure this candle with the one that makes the highest high, have this deviation, and if it is a manipulation like to keep going higher, we can retrace around 2.33 around here, and test it, of course, the open range one more time and push higher to finish these deviations. Because now we touch around 2 and 2.33. The upside, we expect some retrace back to the usually on a regular standard deviation levels between 0 and -1, but because it's the opening, test the opening once again and then push into 4 deviation, and also be the opening, the closing range high here, and the 3 and 4 p.m. high. But probably gonna have this on 10. Let's see. The RTH gap is almost fused, just this upper quarter here. Less than upper quarter, the upper quarter is from here. So yeah, now touch 2.5 and probably gonna retrace. Now we close above 2.5. It confirms that we go to 4, and maybe we retrace before. We mostly like retrace before reach 4 deviation, because we already closed around above 2.5. No, actually no, but it's almost there. Yeah, on the same line. Yeah, 2.33 of this candle, if it was the candle that makes the swing high, is on 50% of the open range. That makes sense. Yeah, this one makes the highest high, yeah, and 2.33 is here, 50% of the open range, so probably retrace around this zone, and also be a 0.786 retrace of this current range, and it'll be 50% of the full range. And then we can enter long again here. Hey brother, how's it going? Welcome too. Anyone can hear me? Thanks, brother. Yeah, so now it's 10 a.m. Usually when you have us swing high or low, when we're gonna change direction, you make a small consolidation before, like we did here, and most likely we're gonna do this here to push in lower on this retracement here at the opening. Probably because this is a manipulation leg of a next expansion, because we close around above 2, so we're gonna retrace here around 50% of the opening range, and one last push into the 3 and 4 p.m. high. This is 4 deviation here. Today is a little bit calm here, Jordan. I mean, I didn't hear a lot of cops yet. Well, it's still like early, it's 10 a.m., but maybe later the things get a little bit crazy here. The traffic got more intense, especially on Fridays. Friday's crazy. No, Windows always close reach. I don't like to. I mean, now it's a little bit cold. It's fine, but I like I like to use AC, and here's a little bit hot. And every time we have a fractal consolidation, we can measure the range on the both sides to see the deviations. So and push this here away and this one. I push the level so you guys can see it clear. So in a consolidation, imagine this is a small range the price just did. We just can try a short on the two levels above is 786 or 886, or longs indicate in this case on the two levels below would be the 786 and 886. And why? 50% above is premium, 50% below discount. The lower quarter is deep discount, the upper quarter is deep premium. So price always rejected the extreme zones, the up and the low. So we most like to see weeks on this the lower quarter and weeks on the up quarter. And we're gonna know which side this fractal consolidation will do. The first candle that closes above 86 on the upside, or in the case this 114, that would be 8086 to the downside. The first body that closed below one of these two levels define the direction of the price. And right now you can see weeks here and just weeks here, nobody. And now we start closing below the 50%. Look, a week on the top side, bodies on the downside, 50%. If start closing below, it's because you're most likely to moving lower. That's a signature of the price. Bodies with a just week and week above the 50%. Which call hops. And many times when you have a consolidation after 10 a.m., we usually the first 10 minutes of the hour will be a consolidation or a manipulation to one side. Yeah, we pretend to go upside, manipulate, and then we're gonna trade lower, something around here. And there's a second, actually the third chance to get along. That was the risk, was between the two Neo and Wogs. This was the first retrace, and the second. And now we are testing the 4 p.m. low again. Look, we try to break, and we hold on the 4 p.m. low. Or and these levels are close to the 50% of the new week opening gap. So most likely to test this zone before trading higher again. Or an option, we can retrace even lower to off this level because the daily range, I mean the session range right now, the retracements are here, the full range. But let's see. We reject right away the opening. We touch and reject it. But now inside the new week opening gap. So 10 to 15 minutes is the manipulation of the hour. So maybe gonna see more speed after 10:20. Hey brother, welcome. All right, thanks brother. I appreciate you. I talk to you later about what you text me yesterday, and at 2 p.m. I'll see you at the live. I'm gonna watch the engineers live today at 2. And I would like to invite all here to watch the engineers live at 2 p.m. Will be a nice one. On the escape score, on the 2 degrees score. Yeah, yeah, Vicente. I mean, I guess price starts running. Let me see. Everything that I learned this thing. I mean, how to draw these things with the engineer. And later, I do some deep studies. But this structure, I learned from the engineer. And here we retrace into where 50% of this upper level. So maybe start can higher. Let's see. And because this is the 0 and 1, yeah, 0 and 1, and what's the retrace levels of the current range. So let me get in Shit. Yeah, that was the trace. Zero 0705. Yeah, there we go. Another consolidation. And then you can take here. There we go. Come on. I didn't like that rejection 2 times. Yeah, I should close earlier, but said I did like this reaction here. So we are in today. We're not going to spend much higher. I maybe I fail here. I thought that we closed above 2.5, but we didn't. If I look closer, uh, yeah, we didn't close. So we're not going higher, at least so far. And I should see this should rejection. I said I did like I should close, but it's fine. I mean, it's still like not bad. And then we're gonna consolidate and see what happened. Because now, if you think about this, is the deviation. Price rejects on the opening. Yeah, we did wait for a little bit more. Uh, yeah, Vicente. I mean, of course, if you use like how can I say bigger size, you can do like this. But I just use it four, so I divide it like in the same proportion, because the logic that I take one off on minus one is uh, if I get the wrong side of the price, uh, many times in a manipulation leg it trades until minus one, so I can take one off and I move stop to break even. So if the trade came against me, it's still a win trade. But this here we take the loss because I wasn't measuring the deviations. I just like put the deviation on the 2.5 and above, because if you like said I put the first here after the price take one, I move the stop to break even, we don't get losses. And maybe we trading higher now. Because on the Pornada, on the my fund features at the part that shows like your performance in this stuff, my win rate there is 83%, and the risk reward average is 6.321. So because many times when I have a loss trade, it's still all in because I take one off and move stop to break even. When I have like loss is straight away, was something like this one because my target was away, or after I opened the trade, price didn't move to the minus one. I mean, it came against me right away, so that's a loss. But on a regular trade, let's say the trade that I try to frame here, many times if it is a manipulation leg, we touch one or very, very close to one and then trading lower against you. So when I have this, I take one partial and move stop to break even. So if this trade came against me, it's still a win. And here, if you will think about now, we need to wait for a better setup, because I was thinking that we close up above the 2.5 and we're going to trade to 4. But as soon as we didn't, we are in premium now. So on the hour dealing range, we are above the 50%, and the 30 minutes dealing range the same. You are in upper quarter. So that's deep premium for both ranges. So right now it's not a safe option. Try to frame a trade a long on this zone. Price should trade lower, around the 50% at least. That's the opening range, and then you can frame it a trade to go and higher, because right now, since we not close above around 2.5, we could think about, oh, this is the measure, or this one is the measure. So here we fail to close below 1, so this leg is invalidated, and now we have this one. And the same thing, you fail to close above -1. So, but this low was never taken, and also this high was never taken. So that's why we are in a consolidation in this zone, because we never closed below -1 here, and this high was never taken. And the same here, this low was never taken, and we never close above 1. So we're playing here, and need to wait to see which side the price can go. And if you just measure the candle, here we close below -1, and we're supposed to get around 2.33, but maybe because we never get to 2, there's a rejection, and price get back here. And if you think about the range from here to here, we never close above the, sorry, and now we break the high. We never close above the 86 at the time. So yeah, probably not. We're going high using this deviation here. That's the first swing low of the 10 a.m. Yeah, so now makes sense. Think about this level here. And if we close above 1, and now we close above 2.5, and then we're going to reach 4, but so almost did this. So we can expect price at least here. And if we got a retrace, we can get in. If not, we miss this one. This. And that was my, the trade that I took here, that was my idea to get this level. So it was 2.5, it was 3, 3.5, and 4 my targets. So that was price right now. But if we make a retrace right now, maybe we do, because we touch 1.5, that would be a nice trade, because if you retrace around these levels, because we're going to get here. Yeah, we are in a consolidation range, Frank, and so we expect the consolidation day for today, because yesterday was a big range. So usually we have one range day and one expansion day. Yesterday was expansion day. Today is more like a range day consolidation. Yeah, so sometimes we got this. I didn't check the NQ chart. I have them on my other screen, but I haven't checked it. And yes, if I saw that we confirmed the 2.5 on NEQ1, and maybe I put my stop a little bit long here, because it was a confirmation that we're going to trade here, and I would get stopped out here. And now I'll take the TP 1, 2, and 3 already. Sometimes you have this small difference between the contrast between micros and minis, but let's see. We're gonna wait for this retrace, and we try to frame the last push, because 10, yes, that's the first swing high at the 10 a.m. That's important measure to do. So we can, now I can take off. And because we didn't touch the 3 and 4 p.m. high, we hope to see one last push after this retrace, because now we touch 3.5 of the opening. Yeah, correct. Look, the range here. the retrace, and that was the good entry because we just rejected the old range high, and then that's why I entered. I was around here when I saw this because I was confident that we're gonna get here, and then I got stopped on this retrace. But now we are closer around above 1 on this level, and now we are trading away for this. But now it's very dangerous. I'm not taking any long here because we almost finished this deviation. So it's better to wait some retrace here. And if you get the opportunity, we trade longs. If not, maybe the PM session. But still okay. I'm still in profit. This long of this one was a good one. That reached 4 deviation on this swing low. And now, like I said before the live start, we can, if you close below the low, we trade this lower half and we reject the 50% between these two levels. And if you would start trading above the new weekly gap, we're going to trade, test first this upper quarter, price just did. And maybe, like I said, the upper quarter of this one, so here. So something around here, price can get a 140, 140. And that 140 will be here, the 4 deviation, a little bit above 4 deviation of the opening. But now it's still dangerous to take a long here, aiming few points, and because the risk, you are in deep premium right now. And like I said, price tested the 3 p.m. range high once again. Thanks, Vicente. Gracias. We talk. Thanks so much. Yeah, I'm about to finish this one in a few minutes because now the range is almost full. There's no much things to do here. That was a second opportunity for the opening, and right now probably this gonna be a retrace or reversal because we finished 4 deviation for the opening range to the downside, to the upside, and this is 2 deviation of this fractal. So probably and like I said, usually the delivery in Nasdaq is around 90 minutes, so until 11 we can see some price, but I'm not confident to keep going higher right now because of this. So maybe a retrace around here, and let's see. A little bit choppy because the conditions I talked before, especially here. Because right now, no, I didn't take the highs, but it's pretty close. If we close above this 2.5, and then we can expect after the retrace, enter a long to go here. because think about this. That's the next target, 50%. 20,195.50. Or 50% of this range above 231. That's 229. Yeah, that makes sense. This delivery. Now that we close above for 2.5 with some retrace, and that can be the last trade for the AM session. Yeah, we close above 2.5, get close to -3, maybe retrace around 0 -1. That will be this range. Perfect. 0 -1 is the 786, 705, and 618 level. And I find a push into 4.5. Because these levels here, 081, is the 50% of the level below here. So it makes sense to me. Yeah, Natalia, the longer after the retrace around 0 -1, something like around this, because that's our current range. And now we just close above midnight, Frank. We failed before, but now it's close. So now we're going to see the deviation to the upside. So on the downside, we're pushing to 8. Here we can push it something around 3.54, and that's 234. That's this 50%, 231, and that's 4.5 here. And to confirm this leg low, that will be our retrace if this confirms here. Or because And then for means we have the 1050 macro, so probably the macro have a manipulation lower, maybe not until here because price is holding up at this level. Maybe you can retrace around this level here and pushing the last target. Franks, I'll look at what happened on the macro manipulation, the 1050 macro manipulation, because prices to extend it to if it wasn't the macro levels, I won't take the trade at the midnight because we are in the deep premium right now. We know that we're gonna trade into high because it closed above 2.5, but the midnight is here. It's a very small retrace to get here, looking to this whole price action. So let's see the 1050 macros. Probably the 1050 macro would send price something at least around here, and that makes sense for me around here because that's 50% of this range, a little bit below, and then we're gonna have because here, I mean, we still just think about this range, we're still in deep premium, and you think about the session range, even more, you know. So that's a little bit risky to just wait and retrace it to this level to pushing higher. I mean, the best levels that I would like to see prices around here. That would be the best scenario. If we get here, that's awesome because we got a much better risk reward trade and the points because from let's say from here to here, we talk about 150 points almost. Yeah, from here 145 points. Yeah, and if let's say if it was something like this, 94 points, and it's much more risky because the stop should be bigger. But let's see what macro shows the 50 macro. And sometimes, for example, this delivery just happened in the PM session. Maybe we can, I mean, from now and 11, whatever, we're trading lower to here and do the final push. I would like to that if happened by 11, 11:30, that would be nice. But sometimes this final delivery just happened in the afternoon. So here, if we retrace to this because sometimes we can retrace to here and pushing lower, that would make sense looking to the levels. Retrace to the bearish side, and the delivery of the bearish side is our retracement levels. Yes, it helps a lot, Frank, because macros is the time that many times price is gonna seek highs or lows or do something some more speedy to retrace levels, this stuff, and makes sense if we push a listen to something around here on the macro. Yeah, it's a bearish stuff. The average manipulation of this macro is 1054. So let's see. And of course, if you're gonna push it here, because it's the macro, I can try to frame it along here. Not the best scenario. Let me see the updated range. Yeah, that would be the 50% of the range. Here, just make one thing. Let's wait just 1054 times. So here. 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 So our updated range is here. So our updated range is from here. And if the macro send the price here, now makes sense because that's the 618 retracement level. And that would be between -1 and 1.5. Sometimes when you are like more bullish or bearish, we didn't trade below 0 and 1. We trade until 1 and 1.5. So if you're going to push here, that makes sense. And that would be the 50% of the closing range. If you rejection this level, is to trade higher. But right now, price trading to pushing lower because 1054 is the average manipulation. So the next 2 minutes, and we almost on the manipulation to the bearish side. So make more sense get here, pushing lower around here, and then the last push into these levels, probably on the next hour or the PM session. We need to know. That would make more sense to me because doesn't make sense take longs here on this deep premium, and of course price has to retrace too because if you think about this range, we just pushing higher, small retrace, now this consolidation, and now bullish levels, bearish levels, sorry. Yeah, now makes sense because the it retrace to 0 and 1 usually happen when price touches between 3 and 3.4. Here we are close but below the -3 level, and now we just trade a little bit higher between 3 and 3.5. Yep. Yeah, Rich, like I said. And now we touch the 50% of the zone and reject. I went to the short here because this is the retracer right now for this deviation. Probably gonna see this final push on the PM session or the after the lunch session. And now it's 11, so most likely to see the 11 a.m. retrace right now. I tried to fill here, got some delay. It was around here I was trying to fill. And then we can move. Yeah, TP1. But we didn't close below 1 yet. Thanks, Creeps. I'll talk to you guys. I'm about to close this one. Thanks, Frank. Have a good one, you too. Bye, Salsa Boy. Bye, Frank. Yeah, I'm about to close this one. That's the short. If we're not taking this low soon, I'll close this trade because it takes too long. If the next 2-3 minutes didn't take this low, I'll close the trade, and then I'll wait for the retrace here when price get here because they're long, because this delivery is not finished yet, and that was I'm expecting for the price maybe in the PM session. So because here we didn't close to -1 yet, so didn't confirm if we're going lower. I think we're gonna go, but looking for the deviations, we never close below this one. So that's the only point that I have not so confident to hold the trade. Maybe if you're gonna take it this low now, it's good. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks, Fernando. Thanks, Jesus Shane. Thanks, NKB. And now, thanks, Joe. And now edit this video and I put on the channel in a few minutes. Yeah. And we'll see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks, Head369. Thank you. Bye-bye. Yeah. Probably this trade is going to close below the -1 now, and that this trade is valid for me. So thanks, Paul. I appreciate it. Bye-bye, guys. See you.